Hey everybody, let's check and test that you can see me and hear me. Everything looks good on my end, but let me know in chat. How are we doing, everybody? I need to swap these two windows around here so I can see chat easier. There we go, that's better. How's everybody doing? Pause says he can see and hear. Alright, so if Pause is good, then I'm going to assume everybody else is too. So, surprise, we're on Windows now. So, y'all should enjoy that. Yeah. So, I've made sure everything is set up. As you can see, everything's running. So we're ready to go. Let's do a quick recap of what happened last week before we start on this week. And that'll give everybody a chance to get in and get settled and everything like that. So, if you weren't here last week, what we started on is a multi-week project that we're going to do. I'm thinking this is probably 4, 5, 6 weeks. It's probably quite a while. And so what we're going to do is we're building a website that is where you can come and you can log how you're feeling on a particular day or on a particular hour or minute to minute. Kind of whatever you want to do. So the idea behind that is that you can track how you're feeling over the course of days, weeks, months, years, whatever you need to do, and you can kind of look back and be like, oh, I was having a really tough time here, or hey, that was a bunch of really good stuff, I should remember that and keep hold of that. And this is part of my friend Jim Withington's 100 Days of Healthing initiative is my idea. It's my contribution to it. So last week we built a super basic Django site where people can log in, and that's actually about it. They can log in, they can log out. If they are in the admin, then they can create records of how they're feeling, but we don't have any way of doing that on the front end of the site. So this is what we're going to do today, is we're going to build that front end, and hopefully we're going to build some other stuff too. So we have a GitHub project that you are all more than welcome to clone and contribute to. I'm going to bring my microphone over a little bit. And it is at github.com/treehouse/livestream-Django-feelings. So if you want to contribute to this, go right ahead. And you can see that we've got 3 things that are done. And then I converted some of these over to issues, and so we'll try to close at least some of these issues today. And I'm pretty sure we can close several of them. Now, like I said, this is open source. This is meant to be something where you all can come and contribute as well. And one of you has, Pause has actually gone ahead and sent in a bit of CSS. So we're gonna look behind this, or look behind. We're gonna look at this. Sorry, I read behind right there. We're gonna look at this and then see how the code is. See if we want to merge this in, which we probably do, and then we will get started with the rest of our stuff. So let's check out the files that have changed. So he changed feelings.css. So instead of the ID body or ID content, changed it to body and put a padding on the top of 50px and deleted the ID of content. So I'm not certain if I want to bring this part in. I kind of like having that ID, especially if when we do the React thing, we want to just drop it all into content. But that's something we can add back. So for right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to merge that pull request. So thank you, Pause and Pfeiffer, for... Yeah, come on. Confirm merge. There we go. There we go. Thank you for that contribution. And we'll actually go ahead and we will do a pull. Yep, that's fine. Do that pull. Cool. So we got 2 things updated. And if we go check out our CSS, what did we call that? Feelings.css? There it is. We can see that now it's in body. And if we go look at our layout template, we see that, let's make this wider. Oh, that's so narrow. We don't have anything around block content. So cool. So now we want to go and we want to reload the site and make sure it still looks right. And it does. So great. All right. So let's start with adding, our way of recording a feeling, right? So before I get in, any questions that I missed? Let me check through chat here real quick. Nope, looks like I didn't miss any questions, except for somebody asking Windows. Yeah, Windows. If you're not seeing the stream, you might want to refresh. Sometimes the streams get a little weird, and you need to refresh stuff in order to actually see what's going on. Alright, so I was thinking about this, and it seems kind of weird having to go somewhere to record something. So let's just add a form into this dashboard, and that's where people do the recording thing. So let's go and where do I want to do this? Thoughts was what we were doing, and views. Okay, so I want to add a new file to thoughts, and I want to call this forms.py. And from Django import forms, from .import models, and we what did we call our model? We called it a thought. So thought form is forms.modelForm. Class meta model equals models.thought. All right, and that's all we currently need. And that gives us our form. So we were having them go to this user's dashboard. I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't have user's dashboard, if maybe we should have like just a thoughts homepage, right? So let's look at our URLs. So we have admin, we have users, we have that. All right, so let's do like URL. Let's just say dashboard. And I want this to be, I'm going to import a thing from thoughts.views import dashboard view. No. That's a waste of time. Alright, sorry. So what we're going to do is we're not going to worry about it here. We're not going to worry about those views there. We are going to worry about doing this inside of users. Views, there we go. And we'll just bring in, we'll just make a template tag for that view. Sorry I'm jumping around on this. It's, y'all know that I do not plan this stuff out before we start doing it. So we want this to be template tags. And then inside here we need two new files. We need a init.py. And I don't need to edit that one. And we also need, we'll call this thought tags.py. And then I don't remember how to do Django template tags. So let's go find out how to do them. So I'm actually trying a new thing for chat today too. Most of the time on chat I have a window open for each of the three services, and this time I'm just using this thing that's called Restream Chat, and so far it seems to be working well. So that's cool. All right. So Yep, that's what we did. Okay, so from Django import template, and then we do register equals template.library. All right, and that sets us up to have this template-y thing, or not template, this register thing that we can use to register new template tags. So we need to create an inclusion tag. We also need to import our form. So from thoughts.forms import thought form, right? Is that better? Okay. So we need to bring in that form. And so an inclusion tag is a tag that will let us bring in a little snippet of like template, of like HTML. So what we want to do is we want to be able to do thought form, and it shows the thought form for us. So let's make that form. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. So at register.inclusion tag, and then we give it the template name. So we're going to say this is at thoughts/_form.html. So I do this underscore whatever when it's something that's like a small little snippet, when it's not a big full whole thing. So let's call this thought form down below. Yeah, that doesn't need self. I don't know why I typed in self. And it doesn't need the other stuff there either. So form equals thought form. And we want this to take context. So we need to say takes context equals true. Actually, let's not worry about that. Let's get this working, then we'll come back and make that better. Okay, and then we're gonna return, and we just return our dictionary. So we'll say form is form. Cool. All right. New directory, templates, new directory, thoughts, new file, underscore form.html. And we want to do here, what was that thing that we were doing on those other pages for showing the Bootstrap 3? That was it. So let's bring that in. And then we want to do form method equals, and we're going to have to put in a URL there, or a, we're going to have to put in a URL there because we want to post to a specific URL, right? And then we do bootstrap form of form and CSRF token, and then input type equals submit, value equals record. Okay. And then dashboard, let's add a new thing here, and we'll say load thought tags. And then right up here, we want to do thought form. Yep. Yep. Okay. So save that. And if we refresh this page, we get an error because we need to restart our server. Okay, so we've got an exception as we would expect, so we're good. Looks like I am dropping frames. How's everybody? Are we keeping up all right? Everybody still able to see stuff? Yeah? How's everybody doing? Let me know. Yeah, that's just dropping frames constantly. Frames are dropping, but it's all good. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Somebody message me if it gets too bad. Because, yeah, I don't want to spend too long sitting here talking to myself. Okay, so let's talk about fields. Fields is where we specify which fields we want to show. So really, we only want to show the condition or the notes and the notes one, right? So let's do condition and notes. Now, we don't care about doing user and we don't care about doing the date. We want to fill those in whenever we process the form. And, yeah. All right, so let's refresh this. And cool, there is our form. So let's make that look a little bit better. Let's do, like, say, an H2. How are you feeling? Okay, and then maybe we want to collapse this. Maybe we want to do some other stuff with it, but let's come to that in a minute. Let's just do that. Yeah, I'm sorry it's a little bit laggy. I am still working out some weird networky stuff on this Mac, or on this PC. So, yeah, my network is just being a little bit weird in my house, and I'm not sure why. Sorry it's so laggy, GameZone. Hopefully that will come back. It looks like it's not dropping frames anymore. It looks like we've stopped at 1700 dropped frames, almost 1800. So hopefully that will that'll stabilize. Okay, so we have our form where they can put in how they're feeling, which that's just not the most wonderful thing there, but it's how they're feeling. And then we've got notes, and I want to go ahead and open up Django Bootstrap 3. I want to go ahead and open up the this stuff because I want to check out the docs on this to see if I can customize the layout of these fields, which I'm pretty sure I can. But I just want to make sure. Bootstrap stuff. What's this? What are these? It's setting stuff. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. Errors, messages. Those aren't what I'm looking for. Field. Set to horizontal in the field and label we're going to side by side. Okay, so that's for each field. Okay, so we can do... let's do like this. We'll do class equals row. No, not there. Div class equals row. And then inside here, we will do bootstrap field. And the field that we want to render, which would be like form.condition. Let's do a new div. Class equals call MD4. Sure. Bootstrap field form.condition. And let's see how that looks. Now we're going to be missing a field, but yeah, so that looks better. And then let's do another one of these, but this one would be 8, and this would be notes. There we go. So we've got condition and we've got notes. And then it looked like we could do something like that. No, not like that. Layout. That's it. So layout equals horizontal. That's a little bit better. I'm thinking probably, though, we want to just leave this like normal. Just for now, right? So there's that. There's that. I would like to controls the size of the rendered div form group through the use of CSS classes. Can we do that on this one? Can we do size equals small? That didn't work. The game zone, I'm not sure about that. That's something you'll just have to look at on the website. The game zone asked if they can start a Treehouse free trial without entering the billing information. I have a feeling that you cannot, but I don't know for certain. And then Mascoud asks, are Bootstrap and Django connected together? They are, as in I'm using Bootstrap inside Django. They don't relate to each other in any way, though. They're not, oh, sorry. They're not, they're not part of anything. I want to see what this buttons thing does here. Buttons, submit equals record. End buttons? End buttons. That's so funny that there's this, like, end buttons thing. Huh. Alright. That's kind of cool. Interesting. Okay. So, we've got this condition. We've got this notes. I'd really like notes to be collapsed to where it's just this small little thing. But, I'm not going to worry about that right now. If somebody wants to find a JavaScript library that does that, like a jQuery library that does the auto-expanding text field, we can stick it in there. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. So, maybe do pull right on the text area container. Yeah, I think it's okay for now, though. We could also stick the button up here, and then we've got, right, like if we did 6 there, and then we did like 2, and in here we did buttons submit equals record, and then we did end buttons, and let's put the CSRF token up there. Then we get something like that. I mean, that's it's not really any better, but it's not really any worse either. So let's just let's not worry about it for now. This is what it looks like for right now. Maybe we do the, if I can spell horizontal, on both of these. Yeah, I mean, that's not great, but it's not terrible either. We're just going to leave it like that for right now. We want to get the form actually working. Then we can come back to worrying about how it looks. So, okay. So we need to make a commit, actually. Y'all need to help me remember to do good version control, because I forget stuff occasionally. Okay, so let's say showing form on dashboard page through template tag. Cool. Okay, so now let's make it to where the form actually works. So what I want to do is inside of this views, right? Thoughts views. Yep, inside this views, I want to handle a from Django.views.generic import form view. No, create view, because we're creating a record, right? From dot forms import thought form. All right. Cool. So what I want to do here is I want to do form class equals thought form. And form valid. The form won't be valid, though. So on Treehouse, is there a way to check if I really learned the tutorial? Well, the whole time that you're doing tutorials on Treehouse, you're going to be taking code challenges and quizzes that the teachers have written. So whether those teachers are me or someone else. And so if you're not passing those and you're not passing them what you feel is comfortably and easily, then you want to keep working. So yeah. Let's see if this get initial will work for me, because I think that will. Get initial. And I want to do initial equals super.get initial, so that if there is any initial data, then it comes back in. And then I want to do initial user equals self.request.user. And initial, actually that's it. I don't need the timestamp. And then we can return initial. And then I just remembered from django.contrib.auth.mixins import login required mixin. We need to make sure that users are required before they can use this view. Now, we know that they're logged in before they can see the dashboard, but if somebody knew the URL, we want to make sure that they can't just send data in, right? Okay, cool. So then, from django.core.url resolvers, import reverse lazy. And success URL equals reverse lazy users : dashboard. Okay, is there a particular reason you pick Python over JavaScript for web development, or is it merely personal preference? That's a good question. So when I started in web development, some 20 years ago, JavaScript was for special effects on the web. When I got into more serious web development, more back-end stuff, JavaScript was still pretty much for special effects on the web. JavaScript has only really become a solid web development like serious web development language outside of special effects in the past 5 years or so. So I didn't really have a choice. It wasn't like I could go, oh yeah, no, I'm totally gonna just go use this thing. I'm gonna go use JavaScript instead, because it wasn't like that didn't exist. That wasn't a thing. So yeah, hopefully that helps. From Django.conf import Django.conf.urls import URL from .import views. URL patterns is a list. URL are what do we want this to be? Create? Yeah, we'll do create. Views.createThought.asView name equals create. Okay, so we want to save that. And then in our outermost URLs, which are there, There we go. All right, so here's the thing that's weird, and I can't. This has nothing to do with the stream. Every once in a while, my computer switches from Dvorak to QWERTY, and it's so weird. Thoughts import URLs as thought URLs, and I don't know why it does that, and I really wish it would stop doing it. So if any of y'all have any guesses on why it's doing that, yeah, pause. These aren't going to be on GitHub yet. I haven't pushed. I just committed locally. I'll push once we get this actually working the way I want. Dominic asks, why am I using Windows today? Why not use Windows today? What does it hurt to use Windows? So URL thoughts : create. Let me restart the server and see if that error goes away. Yeah, okay. So if we refresh this, cool, okay, and now let's inspect this this form, and we should see, yeah, there's our action. So it's going to thoughts create. So that's going to hopefully save the thought. I should probably add one other template tag. No, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna go to admin and thoughts. Okay, I've had no thoughts today. I've had no thoughts at all. So I'm gonna say that right now, I am happy. Doing a live stream always makes me feel good. And I'm going to hit record. Oh no! I got an error. Okay, so let's figure out how to stop this. D Mantis asks, do you prefer Windows or Mac when programming? I don't care, actually. They're both fine. Like, Windows is cool. Windows is good. But at the same time, my Mac is good too. They have a couple of pros and cons, one side and the other. The Unix underpinnings of Mac are really nice when you're doing more experimental stuff, when you're kind of just playing around like, oh, I need to figure out how to do this thing, right? But that said, I don't really find it difficult to do programming on Windows either. They're about the same. So yeah, I don't know. We need to get access to the admin page. When the guy says you're not authenticated. Pause. When you created your user, did you create your user as a super user? I'm going to guess that you just did the sign up and you didn't create the super user. And if that's the case, you'll need to create a super user, or you'll need to go into your database and make your user a super user. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do post. Yes. And what I want to do is, before it does this part, before it does that, I want to do that. Okay, so let's see. This is the fun part of class-based views. Okay, so def post self, and we get request, and we get args, and we get quargs. So I'm actually just going to copy this stuff out of here. So self.object equals none. And then form equals self.getForm. And then I'm going to do form. What do I want to do here? I want to save the current user, so I need to do form dot. It hasn't been validated. Form dot data. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do. We're just gonna return. So let's actually stop right there. And we can't do that. Import pdb pdb.setTrace. I think we can do that. All right. So let's stop. Let's rerun this. Let's rerun this. Tools, run manage.pytask. Wow, why does that keep dying? Kevin says, instead of writing imports, you could just click on the thing you need to import and press Alt plus Enter. Yeah, I know that. This comes from decades of using Vim and other non-IDE editors. So, yeah, it's just not the thing that I remember to do. So that's fine. That's fine. All right, let's go look up forms. Django add current user to form. Create view. How do I use create view with a model form? Oh, hey, look, things I wrote. My own code. I should go look at my own code and find out what's going on, shouldn't I? Oh, yeah, that's... Okay, yeah, okay, I'm being dumb. That's the better way of doing it. Okay, so form valid, self-inform, and form.instance.user equals self.request.user. Return super form valid form. All right, now let's see if this will run. There we go. And let's go over here. I don't actually want a new tab. Come on, Firefox. All right. Back. There we go. Okay. So let's refresh this. Left control and left shift. Oh, maybe that is it, Jacob. I need to turn that off. I'm used to it being Windows key space. It brings up that little thing. I didn't know that the left control, left shift did it. Because I hit those a lot. I need to turn that off. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we didn't get any errors. And if we look over here, we got a post 302. So that means it posted and then redirected. So if I come look in the admin, check that out. So today at 18:39, which again, the time is still wrong, user Kenneth Love logged that they were happy and that doing a live stream always makes them feel good. So, great. So now, excuse me. So now what we need to do is we need to commit this. Saving a thought works from the dashboard. And I'll do a commit and push on this. That way y'all can have the code if you want to look at it. Oh, whatever, GitHub. I have had so much trouble with GitHub on PyCharm. It's not like Windows' fault. It's just PyCharm being weird. Like, it has the most horrible time logging in. So half the time I just go and use the GitHub app. So don't hate on the GitHub app, kids, because the GitHub app is amazing. And I don't call you kids meaning that you're young or anything like that. I just call everybody kids. Did I use Git Kraken? No, I haven't heard of Git Kraken. Can you tell me a little bit about what it is? Okay, so what I want to do is, right now condition is required, right? Or it should be. Let's see, let's turn some of these things off. Man, I got a lot of things open. Okay, so condition is required. There has to be a thing here. Oh, it's a universal Git client. No, I haven't tried that one. I'll check that out at some point. Thanks for telling me about it. Is that Imborica? I will check that out later on. The GitHub client works really well though. So yeah. All right. So right now, if I hit record, okay, it's doing some browser validation. Okay, but how does this work in a different browser? Like, if I pull open, if I open up Chrome, yep, don't try to go to my other Chrome channel. That won't do you any good. Oh, I shouldn't be able to get there. Oh, hold on, y'all. There's a thing we need to fix. This right here. Let's just do this. Import generic. All right, and then this is generic form view and generic create view. All right. Clash dashboard, login required, and generic template view. Template name equals users dashboard.html, and URLs. I need that one. Yep. All right. So now let's hop back over here to Chrome. There we go. All right. Nope, you don't need to save that. Okay. So if I hit record, I still get that. So I was gonna do like some validation on this, but I'm guessing I don't need to. So I'm not gonna worry about it for now. We're gonna skip that validation, but I am going to dashboard requires login, and I'll push that up too. Okay, so let's see how we're doing on our issues. User can record their current mood. I'd say that's done, right? Y'all agree? Okay. So we're going to close that issue. And if we come over here, we can drop that into done, because that's done. All right. So I think, though, we should have another thing here, which is dashboard shows recent records. And convert that to an issue. All right. Okay. Syanton? Sorry if I screwed up your name there. Asks, what's the project? So, the project that we're working on is a personal tracker. So, the idea is that you can come on here and you can track how you're feeling. and get an idea of like, yeah, I've been in a good mood lately, or no, I've been feeling really bad lately, or whatever. So URL users dashboard. There we go. That makes more sense. All right. Hey, humanoid, how are you doing today? Better menu name. Hopefully you're doing well. Nice to see you in the chat. And we can close that. Okay. So we can record that. Let's try to get the thing down here where we can see how somebody's feeling, right? So I think this should be another template tag. Or do we want to just do it on the dashboard? Yeah, let's do it on the dashboard so that we can do a select related on it so that it looks better. And you know what? Before I do a select related, I'm going to import my own project. And def get instance. No, get object. Self query set equals none. So we need to control how it gets the object that it's going to get. So the object that we want to get is we want to do return self.request.user. All right, so let's make sure this still works. Okay, cool. And then for the select related, this should be thoughts. Okay, so then I should be able to go to my dashboard. And let's get rid of that. Let's do an HR. Div class equals row. And we may end up moving some of this stuff around because of this. But so div class equals row. And let's just say div class equals call md6. So we'll do half of it. And inside here, we want to do ul, even though really these are ordered, for thought in user.thoughts.all, thought.condition. All right, refresh this. 10. Get condition display. See, it did it again. All right, happy. Okay, cool. So we have a thing now to where it's showing how we're feeling. It's showing that we've been happy. So let's do a new thing here, and let's just say recent thoughts. And let's actually take this and do it here. Call MD6. And that's where our thought form should be, which means we don't need that HR. Cool, so recent thoughts, happy, how are you feeling that? And that makes our form look weird. So let's make our form not look weird. And I think we just do that by doing bootstrap form, and then DST. There we go. That makes more sense, right, everybody? Everybody agreeing that that makes more sense? That looks a little better. So yeah, so there's the recent thoughts, and there's the new form to add a new one. So right now I am a little worried. No one's talking in chat. And I'm going to record that. And I come back here, and now worried is in there. Now I want to sort those differently. So on dashboard, I want to do order by, and that is minus, what was that in the model? Recorded at. Invalid template tag order by. Okay. What are those template tags? Django template language. Tags. Tag reference. There we go. And those are the tags. Filter. Surely there is a way. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that on the model, because it makes more sense to have it class meta ordering equals minus recorded at minus condition. It should just be minus recorded at. You shouldn't ever be able to have more than one thing. Anywhere. So let's refresh this. There we go. Okay, worried is at the top, happy's right there. I can put in my new thing here if I want. Okay. So let's go ahead and commit that. Okay. So show feelings on dashboard. Commit. And we'll sync that up to GitHub. So, any questions that anybody has so far? Let's answer some questions if there are any. And if there's not, then we'll look at how to make this look nicer. And then we'll start with the family and team things. So, anybody got any questions? Ask now, or, you know, ask later, because I'm not gonna like stop you from asking questions. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing all right? What am I looking for? I want a list group. Yeah, that'll work. They don't need to be linked. They don't need to be buttons. Don't need to be panels. Okay. So let's do this kind of custom content-y one, and that will be, we'll do that for each one, and then if there's notes, we'll put the notes in. So let's do this. Div class equals list group. And so then for each item in there, okay. So we'll do div class equals list group member, list group item. And that should be list, not ist. All right, and then h4 class equals list group item heading. And this would be thought.get condition display. There we go. And then if thought.notes thought.notes line breaks. And then end if. And that's it. Now we just want to put this up here, indent that, and then end this for. And indent all of that. All right. Cool. So each one of those has a thing, how I was feeling, and it has whatever my notes were. And if I leave a new note, which is, I don't know, content, and I'm just recording, I'm just going to record it, then that just comes in and there's no notes. All right. So that's not too bad looking. I kind of like that. I could show a little timestamp out here to the side, I suppose, if we wanted to do that. Because it's always kind of nice to know when something was created. And then here we want to do thought.recorded at did I close that? No, I didn't. Sweet. Date. Okay. And then I will do that. Date : short date format. So save that. Come up here, refresh. There's that. And then what I want to do on this is I want to do class equals pull right. Sweet. And then I want to mark it as being small. So that's under CSS. And typography. And helper classes. No? Could have swore that's where it was. Okay, and then class equals small. Sweet, there we go. So, yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that for now. Better display of feelings. All right, cool. So how's everybody doing? Chat is dead. So I'm assuming that you've all disappeared, even though it says 19 people are still watching. So if you're watching, leave a message in chat real quick, just so I know that you're there. Because otherwise I'm talking to myself, and it starts to feel really weird. You know, you get a little self-conscious, you start going, I don't know, maybe I should just quit doing this. But yeah, so how's everybody doing? And let's see, the next thing we need to do is we have closed that one. So I'm going to go mark that one as closed. And I should have closed it from the commit, but I didn't, so that's fine. Make sure I've pushed everything. And okay, so now let's start with the family part. Or maybe we should do the aggregates. What do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to do the groups, the joining of a family or the joining of a company, or do you want to do the user aggregate for a week? Which one do y'all want to do next? I think the aggregate is a bit more interesting, but you know, they're all good. They're fine. Anybody? Anybody at all? Did the music put everybody to sleep? Chris's music is very calming and quiet. Alright, so let's start looking at the aggregate, because that's a bit more interesting. That, and close that. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to generate like a bar chart. That's what I'm thinking. That, or you know what, let's see. Let's do let's do the text thing maybe instead, real quick. General inputs. That'll work. Form element auto sizing. Is that what we want? It's from Leah Veru. She usually does some pretty amazing stuff. That, and then that, and that. Yeah, that's better. I mean, I guess with how it looks now, it doesn't really matter too much. But that's kind of nice. All right. Let's download that, and we will stick that into our assets JavaScript directory. And let's see, is that in downloads? It is. And I need to close all of these things. All right. Layout.html. Let's add a new block down here that we will call JS. And then on our dashboard page, we'll override the block JS, and we'll add in script source equals static JS slash stretchy.js. And we'll copy what she recommended, which was async. Okay, I need to close my quote there. Close that, and then up here I need to do load static from static files. Okay, and if I come back over here and I refresh this, I see that I forgot to close block, which I did. Refresh that, and cool, now my notes is stretchy. Sorry, I just got a message. Somebody here, it said live code chat is down. People have been trying to get my attention. Let me, can I refresh this somehow? Let me just relaunch the restream thing. Sorry about that, everybody. It's, it's weird trying to get into everything. Hey, there we go. I can see chat. Look at that. Oh my god. It's so... Okay. Oh, okay. Let me scroll back up and figure out what's going on here. Oh, wow. Here we go. Okay. Wow. All right. Back on beam. It's back. It's back. Yep. Sorry. Things were weird. Finish your PyCharm keycap/settings. Humanoid, we can chat about PyCharm later. It looks much better, thanks. Just realized you're on Windows 10. I am. What software am I using? PyCharm and Firefox, that's correct. And DuckDuckGo, yep. Trying to decide something on web development. After complete the HTML and CSS prerequisites, I want to learn web development, but I'm not really too sure whether to learn Python or JavaScript for this. So Puppy, you can kind of learn whatever. I mean, learning one doesn't preclude you from learning the others, and the more languages you know, generally the better you are able to pick up other languages. So whichever one gets you the immediate gains that you want, learn that one, and then go learn the other one if you want. Yeah. So, jQuery's user experience, Python for backend. Yep, Pause tweeted, Jay tweeted at me, others tweeted at me. And yes, I thought you were ignoring me. I'm sorry. I realize now that you're not. Zed is here also. Hey Zed, how are you doing? Pause opened an issue about the chat. Did you? Did you open a new issue about chat? Because I haven't seen that one yet. Issues 6. Live stream dropped, and when it came back, it seems like you can't see the chat. Yep, that's true. Thank you. I'm gonna close that one. Login form aggregates, but for aggregates. Yes. Okay. All right. We're back. We're good, I think. I just saw Marine's message about look at that beautiful new Windows machine. Marine is partly responsible for this, just so y'all know. He helped me pick out some stuff, so blame him for all of this. Now that this form looks like this, which I kind of feel like conditions shouldn't look like that. I wanna play around with this some more. Pause asks, besides manually editing the database, what's the other way to add yourself as super user? So, when you start your, whenever actually, you can do create super user as a manage.py thing. So like Python manage.py create super user, and that will create a super user. Who would have thunk? Because that's what it does. It does what it says it does. So that will that'll make it to where you have a super user. All right, so let's look at Stretchy here. I want to make Stretchy only apply to the text area. I don't want it to apply to the select. So data Stretchy filter. Okay. Okay. So I want to do this just to this one. And I don't think we have anything special about this field that we can really pull out. Form control. Form control's on there too. I wonder if I can do that just on ID notes. Let's find out. Data-filter equals something, and I'm going to do ID notes. So save that, back up here, refresh this. There we go. So that's that way. That's that way. Okay. So I think we're good. Okay, those look how I want. I'm going to commit that. And now that you all are back, we will start playing. Because it's not me. It wasn't my problem. Y'all went away. That's what I'm going to say. Stretchy for nicer looking form thingy. All right, cool. So sync that, and so let's start talking about the aggregates. LEDs add 21 horsepower to computers. So the desktop, the actual box, is just flat black, but the mouse that you can't see easily, for some reason, thinks that it needs to change between 3 different colors. It's very weird. I don't get why the mouse changes colors, but it's a nice mouse. So I'm just going to sit here on it and be happy with it. Okay, so what I want is I want to find a little thing that'll make a graph. So I have a feeling that I'm not gonna find tables and graphs. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll find what I want down here. Chartist, that might do it. Grid plugin? Feynman diagrams, sorry. Data table, pie charts. Maybe responsive pie charts, we'll find out. Yeah, something like that. But let's check out this one first. Let's check out this chartist.js. So it's got a guy. That's fun, I guess. There is a documentation site, which is always good. Okay. So I just want some really tight little, just some things. This is cool. There's a React component that's going to be handy in a few weeks when we get to doing that. So let's try using this one. Let's try using Chartist. Unless one of you is like, no, don't do that. And then I may or may not listen, because sometimes I don't listen. Do they have any releases? I don't see any releases. Why don't you do releases? You should do releases. Always do releases, people. Always. Because now I got to go and download this thing. Why would I want to be on the develop branch? Wouldn't I want to be on master? Alright. Whatever. Clone or download. So let's go over here and let's say clone. It's not one of mine though. Can you only figure out how to add? Is that it? Really? That's weird. Create new branch. Oh, sometimes GitHub, sometimes. All right. Let's just download this because, oh, there we go. That's it. Haha. Let's just download this and we'll go use it that way. So let that download. It's kind of ridiculous that a simple little JavaScript thing is that. Yeah. All right. So then dist is this stuff. So I'm going to guess that all we really need. All right. Let's make a new directory. Chartist. And I don't want that. I don't want that. Might need the maps. Okay. Yep. Add those to GitHub. That's fine. All right. I don't care about Chartist. Things that have changed. Okay. So let's check out the examples here. And I want to do a bar chart. We could do something like that, but let's just do yeah, we want something kind of like this, right? Or do we want to specify which ones go up and which ones go down. High and a low. That's going to be hard to do. Let's just start with this one. All right. So we have our labels and we have our series. Okay, so they're doing the two like that. Okay. So this will be js/chartist, and then chartist.min.js. And we also need to add in some CSS. So let's pop up here and add a new CSS block. All right, and then we'll do block CSS. Right, that was the address, wasn't it? Yep. Okay. Okay. Just to be equivalent, I'll do that. And I'll refresh this. Once again, it feels like everything has stopped. So weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. Somebody commented, are there any reasons not to use CDNs? No, there's really not. I just didn't want to go and dig through all of the... I don't want to dig through all the CDNs, not CNNs. CDNs in order to find... those things. Pause. You will need to pip install Django-braces before that's gonna work. Which means I'm not doing the right thing, and I didn't add Django braces in there. So let's not do any of those. Let's just do that. Added braces to requirements. A bit late. Commit. Nope. Sync. And then Puppy asks, when you're adding the blocks, is that creating a CSS block or is that creating a specific block for Django to take out of the browser and interpret? So, this is a template, right? This is some HTML that Django is parsing, or it's HTML-like, and Django parses it to create the HTML that it actually sends out to the browser. So whenever we have a block like this, that's something that we can overwrite in a later template. So for instance, I have this block CSS right here, and then dashboard extends layout, so it says give me everything that's in layout, and then where you see that block CSS in layout, put this thing in instead. So it's a way for me to make mutable and squishy fun templates. So highly recommended to learn how that works. So okay, those things are showing up, and we're good. Okay, so the stuff is showing up. Cool. So now Chartist. Oh yeah, they have CDNs. Okay, that's cool. We could add that in later. Let's not worry about that for right now. Okay, and let's just copy this. Let's just copy this this thing for now, just to see how this looks. Call MD4. I am using PyCharm. Rahul, it is PyCharm. Okay, so now let's do div class equals CT chart CT perfect fourth. All right, y'all are learning this with me. Isn't that fun? Let's do a script tag, and var data is a object. Labels, we got mon, twos, wed, fry. Okay, and then for series, we have a series of arrays. Okay, 5, 2, 4, 2, 0. Okay, and then new chartist.line .ct chart data. All right, save that. Let's go refresh this, and we get nothing because I probably did something wrong. Cool. Console. Chartist is not defined. It's not, but I imported Chartist right there. JS. Ah, I did Charist, not Chartist. Ah. Any of y'all catch that typo? Hey, check that out. There is our thing. Now, this is actually probably pretty similar to what we want to do. Where we want to take like somebody's thing for the past week, and we want to show like, hey, here's how you've been, right? So let's see if we can just, let's see if we can just throw this in and just make this work, right? Because I think we probably can. I think we can probably find a way to just make this work. So let's do, let's see. For labels, I want the dates for the last 7 days, right? I want to take today and go back 7. Or do we want just the last 7 thoughts that somebody has recorded? What say y'all? I'll put this to a poll. So, do we want to just take your last, say, like 10 things you've logged, and we'll create a chart based on how you've been feeling? Or do we want to do this as a time blocked thing where it's like, no, here's the last 7 days, the last 10 days, the last 5 days, the last whatever days we want to generate there? Which one do y'all want to do? To me, it seems to make more sense to take... Which one does make more sense? Maybe it makes more sense to take the last several days. Yeah, let's just take days. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Let's put all that back so that it's fine. Block of time. Yeah, I think block of time. Close up the assets. Thoughts. Not thoughts. We want views right here. Yep. Okay. So now let's do get context data. Context equals super. Get context data. Star corgs. And then I want to... Yeah. So let's say chart data equals self.object. No, not even self.object. Let's just do this as a template tag. That makes more sense. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Template tags. I want an assignment tag. Right? No, I just want a simple tag. Okay. So let's come up here to thought tags. And let's say from ... models import thought. And at register simple tag. And I need this to take context so that I can grab the user. Takes context equals true. Def chart data. Context. Grab the last 7 things, grab the dates out of them, because what happens if you did have some for a week? Will it just not return anything? Yeah, Marine, that's what I'm thinking, is like if you forgot to use this for a month and you come back, the chart's just going to show like, hey, nothing logged. Because the idea is that this is the kind of tool, like a journal or like anything else, that it's better the more you use it. So it's potentially, like, it should kind of, not necessarily get onto you, but it should kind of be like, hey, you need to log stuff. That's my thought on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my thought. Context. What all is in context? Context should be all the context that's there, right? Right, it gets the context. Right. Okay, so I should be able to do context user. And then I want to do... Okay, so that's going to return something. So I'm going to return user.username. Now we'll return user.email. So I'm just checking to make sure this works right now. This is probably not going to do what I'm wanting, but we're going to find out. So what we want to do here is we want to do chart data as email, and then we want to print out email. All right, so now that may break because we need to restart our server. We'll find out in a second. Nope, there it is. Okay, so the email worked. That gave me the data back out. So now let's grab the current time zone. And we'll need to import date time as well. 1 week ago, or let's say 10 days ago, equals timezone.now minus datetime.time delta days equals 10. Return user.thoughts.filter recorded at greater than or equal to 10 days ago. And that means I don't actually need thought right there. Okay. Why is that still printing email? I changed what the tag does. I saved it. Let's restart the server. There we go. Okay, so now we have our query set, and that shows those items. Okay, so now what I actually want to return is a dictionary with particular values in it, right? So thoughts equals user.thoughts.filter recorded at greater than or equal to 10 days ago. And I want to return two things. So what I want is labels, and this would be recorded at .str ftime %y %m %d for thought in thoughts. Did I go past 80 on that? I did. Whatever. And series. So our series data on this would just be the value that's been recorded, right? But let's if we look at our models, there's a huge gap between ecstatic and paranoid. So we're gonna go from like that, right? So it almost feels like well, let's worry about how to shift that later. So series is going to be thought dot condition for thought in thoughts. Okay, so let's refresh this. So there's our labels, and there's our series. Okay, so now let's come down here and we could actually return JSON. And yes, I did say whatever to pep8. What I will actually do is that, because I can't actually say whatever to pep8, but this is what I'm doing for right now, okay? Import JSON. So return JSON.dumpS. So we're gonna dump that as a JSON string. And so now I have a JSON string, like we would expect. Okay. And so then I should be able to do here, script var data equals JSON.parse. No, wait. Here we go. Chart data as data. Didn't exactly work. Okay. That's cool. Let's figure out what I did wrong. Syntax error, invalid property ID. Where's the invalid property ID? I don't know where it is. What happened? Oh, I need to mark that as safe. Oh no, I don't need the JSON.pars. I could just do that. Oh, look at that. What did we get? We didn't get what we wanted, but we got something. Okay, the problem is that series is supposed to be a list of a list. So, boom, look at that. So over the course of 210120, I did that, right? So there we go. We've got a thing going. It feels like, though, I should try to smash these into one day. Right? So each day would get logged as a thing. Now, how do I smash that day into... Let's not worry about it. Right now, let's just commit because we got a bunch of stuff done. Graphs. There we go. Commit. And I'll push that up. Okay. So let's see. How much time do we have? We have about 20 minutes left, which means really we got like 15 because we always have that wrap-up question session. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to add a new one in here. I'm going to say I'm ecstatic. Graphs work. And I'm going to record that. And boom! Everything shifts, right? We went from this one here. And what's funny is we actually want these to go the other way around. So I almost feel like I should do times -1. Yes, can we? It's funny how sometimes it seems like it's just not working. Yeah. See, that makes more sense, right? Because really we want it to go down and up. And that. I would assume that on the day we average, right? So for that day, I have been feeling blah. But that might not be what we want to do. I do want, though, to not have that as that. And I want to come up here and delete those two lines. Now, I don't know why that's perfect fourth. That's something to look at in here. Why did we call that perfect fourth? Aspect ratio containers. Oh, I see. Okay, so because of the... Okay. Okay. I think I got that. And then we can do all sorts of stuff like that. We've got like media queries and stuff. We can do, wow, just things. Okay, we can style things, we can color things, we can do dynamic coloring, which is probably what we would want. We'd probably want to have some sort of like dynamic coloring for like these feelings are this way. But we'll worry about those later. That's something one of y'all can contribute as a pull request. Please contribute pull requests. Okay, so that's that. So really I need does it tell me I need to know what the what the things are, right? Because if I'm doing, like, I've done 4. Okay, what if I add another one? Let's say that right now I'm worried charts are hard. That adds a 5th one. Okay, I mean, it looks like that's working. So I don't know what the perfect 4th is, but it looks like that's working. So yeah, these are when I'm feeling good. And this is in reverse order, right? So this right here is the happy, and then we went to the worried, the content, the ecstatic, and then back to the worried. So we're going backwards there. In our time, which really this might be a place where we want to go the other direction. Like here, it feels like it should go this way, but here, it's not going this way. Yeah. Most of the time we think of past as being that way, so we probably want to reverse that. Let's reverse that. That dot order by recorded at. See what you've done to me, Pep8? Yeah, so now it swaps around. So while that may be a little bit weird, that might be a thing that we want to, I don't know, we'll play with that. Commit. I'm just going to say more graphing. Not more graphic, more graphing. Alright, and we'll sync that. Okay, so, how are we doing on this? User aggregate for week. We're not really doing that, and that might be a thing that we don't actually do. We might not actually generate this user aggregate. We might just show the chart so you can see like how you've been, and then we should really have the ability to select a time series, right? I want to see from January 1st to January 20th how I was doing, right? So maybe that's what we want to do. So we'll add that in at some point too. Let's add that as a to-do. Select date range for chart, or for select date range for feelings. I don't have a better name for that. Okay. So I think that's cool. Let's, oh, hey, charts. We did charts. Let's start on the model for a family. And then we will wrap it up with questions. So y'all start coming up with whatever questions you have for today, if you have any questions. And then we'll wrap up after that. What if we forgot to record a day? For example, if I forgot to record yesterday, I'd need a way to say the day I was feeling a certain way. That's not exactly what I was talking about, pause, but that might be a thing we want to add in, yeah. I'm not certain. I really don't know just yet. So let's call this group models.model. And a group will have a name. Models.charfield. Max length equals 255. A description. And then we have some data we want to remember. So created at models.datetime field from Django.utils import time zone. Default equals timezone.now. Not like that. Created by equals models.foreign key. user. Related name equals created groups. And groups created. Name, description, and then members equals models dot many to many field. And that will also go to user. Related name equals. I actually don't want to put that one there because I'm planning on doing this. And then I would do like, whoa. I would do like class family is a group. And we would have like members equals models.many to many field. And that would go to user with related name being families. Yep. And then class company that would also go to a user, and related name would be companies. One space indent on line 16. You're right. There we go. Good catch, pause, and wow, I love the thing there. Submarine says, perfect fourth looks like it lets you specify a size ratio for your chart without having to specify initial size. Perfect fourth is a 3:4 ratio. Yeah, that sounds right. Like I said, this is something that can be tweaked as we go on. It's something that y'all can contribute pull requests on. If you do a pull request on something that is graphic, right? So the graph, the design of the site, anything like that, please send a screenshot so that we can see what it looks like. Okay, so what else would a group or a family or a company have, right? Puppy, I'm just doing this with SQLite for right now. We will eventually go to Postgres, and when it gets deployed, this will obviously be running with Postgres. But for right now, it's just running on SQLite. I thought about doing, say, Firebase or similar, but for right now, that's just not worth it. What is it complaining about? Yeah, pause. We've got relatives, we've got employees, but defining where somebody fits into a family is not always the easiest thing for people to do, and specifying where somebody is in a company isn't always the easiest thing to do. So that's probably the kind of thing that we would want to do, like that's probably the kind of thing that we would want to do, like on the model for those things. So let's look at Django abstract models. So yeah, I think it's probably better to not get too far into doing people's positions within something. So I need to find, there is a thing where, yeah, that's right here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do %sign class. So we do %class like that. Oh, class S because it's a string. All right, so then that will, yeah, so that'll get rid of this message because it doesn't know what to do there. So, come on, you can run. There we go. All right, yeah, so no complaints. Okay, so I think something we'll want to do later is we'll probably want to define, like, We'll want to define the through model, the model that gets created to connect user to a family or user to a company, so that we can control we can keep track of when somebody joined, when somebody left, all that kind of stuff, all that kind of data. But let's not worry about that for today. For today, we're just going to be satisfied with these models. I will create the migrations. What is this? This is users. I will run the migrations. And then inside of admin.py right here, we will do from.import models, admin.site.register family and company. And those should be models.family and models.company. All right. Forming system checks. Yeah, we should be good. Okay. So now if we come back over here, we have companies and families. Those are both spelled wrong. So let's fix that. Class meta verbose name plural equals families. Class meta verbose name plural equals companies. So I'm actually doing something wrong here. I'm hard coding these strings, and really, well, these are fine. I'm hard coding these strings, and really these should be done while being marked as being translatable. And that way, if somebody wanted to translate the entire site into Spanish or Japanese or any other language, these could all be translated as well. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but it is something that we do want to worry about later on. So, okay, cool. So we've got them in the admin. If I click add on a company, then I've got all these fields, and I can do all this stuff. So, cool. I can add all that in, and we can start with that next week. So, unversioned files, what do we have? Yeah, bring those in. Company and family models and admin registration. Commit and sync. All right, so we got about 5 minutes until time is up. So what's going on, everybody? What questions do we have? What other things do we want to talk about, to do? Next week, I think we're going to we'll talk more about the generate the aggregates, but we'll handle like these 4 issues here. So creating a company or a family, inviting someone else to it, having somebody else join it. That means we'll probably also need to add the ability for the person who created the company or the family to be able to kick someone out of that family or company. As horrible as that sounds to say kick somebody out of a family, but y'all know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's probably the plan for next week. It's been interesting and fun doing this in Windows. I've been mostly full-time Windows for like the past week. It's been neat. I plan to continue doing Windows for a vast majority of my computing. So, yeah, hopefully this opens some stuff up. Yes, pause. You do need to run make migrate. You do not. Sorry. You do not need to run make migrations users. You just need to run migrate users. You already have the migrations. You just need to run them. So that's all you will need to do. So yeah, thank everybody for joining me on this this Friday, the 20th of January. If you don't know, I teach for Treehouse, which I'm going to guess you do, but it says the name right up there. It's teamtreehouse.com. I teach Python there. It's Python and Django. So if you want to learn Python, Django, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Android, iOS, whatever kind of development stuff you want to learn, you can come check us out. We are at teamtreehouse.com. We've got all you can eat, a buffet kind of thing for courses. So you basically sign up and you can take as many courses as you want for a monthly fee. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. So you can go learn all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be learning over the next month or so. I'm going to be trying to learn more JavaScript, specifically React, and also some Android development. So Kevin asks, does the page refresh when you submit a form? Do you usually use Ajax to bypass that? So it does. It currently does. If I come in here and I say tired, live streams take it out of me. They really don't, but I'm going to say that. I'm lying to my own feelings log. Then yeah, it does a full page refresh, as you could just see there. And that's actually good for us right now, because that means that it updates the entire page. We don't have to wait for anything to... Like, we don't have to deal with having JavaScript go and fetch this data or that data. We don't have to do anything like that. We just get the full page refresh, and that rebuilds our graph. It rebuilds all of our stuff, right? So I actually think that's a better thing for right now. I think that's a good thing to do for right now. But it's also a thing that we will probably do away with if and when we turn this into, say, a React site, a React-based site. We would most likely have it to where this gets automatically generated based on the data that we're passing around, right? So, yeah, I would think that would be the main way that works. Link XX, Lin CX, however you want to pronounce your name there. I'm going to call you Link. You're more than welcome. I'm happy to share my time, share my Fridays with all of you. I enjoy getting to do the live streams. It's a lot of fun getting to write code by the seat of my pants and have all of you there to help me. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping, because it's a big help. Zed asks, are you going to make a video about the deployment of this? You know, deploy it in a production-like environment. That is the plan, Zed. So our plan over the next several weeks, because I'm getting less done each week than I initially thought I would, because that's how coding works. The plan over the next several weeks is we're going to build this site as a basic Django site. We're going to build an API for handling all the bits and pieces of this through a JSON-based REST API. And then we're going to build like a React front end to it, probably. Maybe we'll do Django channels. I don't know. We'll find out. And then we are going to build an Android app or a Windows app or a Mac app or something. Maybe all of those. Maybe none of those. We'll find out. That also ties into that API. So we're going to have everything kind of working together, and all these different little bits and pieces. So because we're building that app, we want to be sure, like the Android app, the whatever, we want to be sure and have all of this living online somewhere. So my plan is it's probably going to go on Heroku, but I've got a server I could throw it on, so I might just put it on my server, or we could put it on, AWS or something. So yeah, that's our plan, Zed. Does that sound like a good plan? Is everybody else excited about this? I hope so. And yeah, Puppy, thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I will see you all next week, if all goes according to plan. So have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good whatever your time is. Good afternoon. And I'll see you next week.